What role do you think global economy would play in this perfect Indian scenario?
There are three ways in which three major ways, of course. As India grows, we need to much deeper interconnections, and we will end up having much deeper interconnections. As you grow bigger, you necessarily have to become more integrated with the global economy. So it'll be very hard to make it more internal. The good thing is that if our real estate cycle is turning up, the world's real estate cycle is stumbling, then growth should be better in India than abroad. But the three main linkages are one on the capital account side. So at some point, and you saw the Fed overnight bring down the pace of quantitative tightening, it was better than what the street was expecting, which is why financial conditions have actually eased. So instead of saying $30 billion reduction, we talked about $35 billion in quantitative tightening. But at some point, I think the Fed will have to start doing QE. And we are very worried about the US fiscal deficit being out of control. And therefore, someone has to go and buy those bonds as the incessant borrowing continues by the US federal government. And eventually, it will have to be the Federal Reserve. And so if of the two contestants for US presidency, one of them, who's the front runner right now, was to come in, it is very likely that we head in for a weak dollar policy. And what we could see is, inflation staying much higher. And therefore, it is quite possible that with a lag, Indian bonds would become very attractive. And right now, everyone is looking at how much can be purchased through because of the inclusion in the benchmarks. But guess what? I mean, there are several $100 billion of fully accessible route bonds which are now available. And for most foreign investors, India, given its focus on fiscal discipline, very visible, very predictable growth over the next 4 to 5 years, reasonably stable currency, the bonds can be actually very attractive. And then it is possible that the central bank then struggles to retain control of the monetary policy. But anyway, that's for later. So as we think about the next 2 to 5 years, these are challenges that could emerge. At this stage, I think the problem is of dollar shortages and higher rates, and therefore the risks are the reverse. But the moment the Fed restarts QE, I think the problems will turn to be on the other side.